John Clark with Sunshine Prosthetics. This week's tips for physical therapists. Weight shift exercises. You might not understand just how important it is for a person with a prosthesis. So, I know you know weight shift exercises. I know you make that part of restoring anybody towards activity and gait. However, good chance you don't understand fully just how essential it is to a person with an amputation and a prosthesis. So we're going to go into a little depth this week so you can begin to understand why we as prosthetists are always talking about this. And I hope at the conclusion of this, you will be ready to make sure that your amputees get the message and learn to make weight shift exercises much more a part of their homework, and that you make it more a part of your therapy. So, weight shift exercises, just really simple. Standing, leaning forward, leaning back. Doing that over and over. Leaning side to side. Doing that over and over. And the really challenging one, doing diagonals. First one way and then the other. Now, that's all I'm talking about here. And in its simplest form, that's going to be someone who this is their initial exercise when they first stand with a prosthesis and might not even be able to walk. And for them, they won't be doing the diagonals. On the advanced side, this is going to be someone that doesn't need any assistive devices, can happily stand on their own, but you still have them do these exercises. Let's talk about some of the reasons why. Well, when you have an amputation, all these little postural muscles down through our lower limb are gone. So instead of having little muscles to control little teeny shifts in balance and maintain our balance and stability, the amputee has to figure out how to use their gross muscles to control their balance. That's our first problem. But unfortunately, we're not done. It's also the case that a prosthesis and its profile, as far as the foot, is different than a natural foot. In addition to being a different profile, and it also behaves differently as weight goes through it and towards the edges of its base of support. So we have that added challenge. The next thing is sort of connecting pieces. You see, brain has to relearn what's going on down there. And without a challenge to balance, it can't figure it out. But if we challenge the balance through weight shift exercises, then the brain can start to figure out. The brain can start to say, the person can figure out, if I am this far out over my toes, that's the end of my support. If I'm this far back on my heel, that's the end of my support. As I move side to side, there's this area in the middle where it's sort of firm, but then it gets a little different. And I need to learn that. So weight shift exercises are essential for training the brain on what's down underneath them, on taking care of assessing this new base of support that's not normal or natural. And this is part of the reasons why this is so important to your amputee population working with a prosthesis. Now, let me slice in just one more thing. Because of that brain training aspect to it, even for excellent walkers, anytime we make a change to the prosthesis, this is typically something I'll ask those amputees to do all over again. Because even just a small alignment change, which is where we're turning wrenches to change the angulation of the foot and the way the prosthesis walks, a small alignment change is going to register differently. That weight over the foot is going to be different. And by them just doing some weight shift exercises to challenge their balance and figure out how that foot is different in space, they can be well on their way to making gains and doing well with those adjustments. It's also going to be the case for a foot change or any type of component change, a socket change, and a fit change. It's going to be the case for a different knee. That weight shift exercises are a good place to start learning how that performs. So understand that because of the loss of postural muscles, because of the change in the base of support, because a prosthesis doesn't perform like a normal foot, it's okay while it's weight bearing and walking. But beyond that, no, not at all. Because we now don't have something on the ground and the proprioception we do have is up at a socket, and we're having to use our gross muscles to control our weight over that. For all those reasons, balance shift exercises are essential. So it's my prayer that you'll make them an important part of your therapy for your patient, that it'll be part of their homework, and that you can communicate to them why you're doing this stuff that might seem really basic. Because it's training their brain to understand what's happening down there at the foot. And it's going to make a difference in their safety and in their performance at the edge. Thanks a lot. Bye.